As we look at Ethan Roberts, another one who's one of the key ball players for this lineup today.
Yeah, in the half position there, number 6, and him and AJ Brimson probably be where the points come from for the Gold Coast Titans. And he's had a really good season, and the way he hooks up with his right side attack, that's their potent side.
Have you got a tip for us, Dan?
Yeah, I think the Roosters will be too strong. Like I said, they snapped the 15-game winning streak of the Cronulla Sharks last week, and they've got a lot of good players. And Tupanui, the number 12, is someone that I'm really excited about watching here today.
Super Saturday starts here at Allianz Stadium as Drew Eltram, the referee, says it's game on. Just overrun it there, and smart enough, the 5'8", to hold on to the ball and make sure that he didn't do a forward pass. That's, of course, Lachlan Lamb, son of Adrian. This Roosters team is one, I'm sure. Plenty of teams in the top 8 are pleased that they're not there. They would have caused some trouble. It's a bit of a season of what could have been, particularly the back rower here. Tupanua, who's had a injury-riddled season, as we see one of the Titans has come out of that holding. Wallace, it looks like, might have an injury to the stomach.
Yeah, he's just come off the bench. Wallace on the interchange, and he got a starting position and playing on the left side there in the half position. And let's just throw to some pitches here. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, okay. He's a little fella as well. He's actually probably one of the shortest players in the competition. Just got himself into that seat there, Dan, where the big boy Tupanui over the top, and it's always a difficult position to get in for the little fella.
He had the right idea going legs, but just sat in the seat a little early. Hope he's okay there and can play on.
He's a big, strong back rower, Satili Tupanua, and I know the Roosters, when he hasn't been in the team this season, they've struggled without him.
Yeah, they have. The Roosters, they've had a season of, I guess they've tried to snap the coach, tried to snap him out of that grand final attitude and get him back on track, but through injuries and a few things haven't gone their way, they find themselves not in semi-final contention, which is a shame because they did have a future in that top 8 that they could be a real force to the Cronulla Sharks, who look a team that's going to be hard to beat.
Just watching, still getting plenty of attention here from the trainer. He's a New Zealand schoolboy representative, Zai Wallace. Played 15 games this season, only his 3rd opportunity to start, and it's a tough way to start it, Dan.
Sure is. 30 seconds into the match, probably his first bit of contact there. Would have warmed up, knowing that Tupanui would be coming at him. He's a big, rangy guy.
Dan, you know a little bit about our debutant today, Daniel Suluka Fafita.
Oh, yeah, Daniel's come over from South. He's been in the program in New South Wales. Huge future. That's a huge get for the Roosters. They'd be disappointed about that, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. And he's a front rower with huge potential, big guy, and he's come off a shoulder injury.
No tackle 3.
Yeah. Pointing to the head injury assessment there, they'll take Wallace off. You'd think by the look of him there, it might be difficult to see him coming back, which is always unfortunate for the young fella so early in the game.
Come back up here, okay?
Boyston
Go with the game.
Hakaria will come on, I'd say. He was benched. He was benched for Wallace, but shouldn't disrupt the Gold Coast Titans too much for putting in the starting half.
Always good to see this in the game now. When these injuries occur, the processes that the game goes through now really take care of these young fellows. And the same in the NRL.
Yeah, it's the big issue in our game, and it's definitely heading in the right direction with it all. That's something everyone's priding themselves on and in and around the game, and it's good news that he's walking off there.
Yeah, it sure is, and looks like they've done that interchange. You spoke about the halfback. Boston Hakareya comes on. So an early adjustment for the Titans. Roosters with the first set of 6. Could do a restart there.
Still coming on, guys.
Drew Eltram, the referee, still waiting for them to get in position. As Dan Medeiros touched on, September sunshine is with us here in Sydney. It's beautiful conditions. Now the Roosters get back into their first set of 6 with the football.
Go 4.
Marsky will be active out of dummy half. You'll see his twin brother Ben come on off the bench later. Bundaberg Juniors. First set of 6 completed now for the Roosters.
I'm going to hold 10.
The Titans get their first opportunity with ball in hand.
Jesse, move! Now 1-9. Get up.
Looking forward to seeing AJ Brimson with some space. He's in 3rd in the try-scoring list this season for the Titans.
He's a Queensland representative, Frank. Played in the halves for Queensland in the 20s. Gave a really good account of himself as well.
Willis now with the ball. Already the Titans to the halfway line. Roberts playing some football on the edge. You'll see plenty of Roberts scheming around the rucks. He's the key indicator for the Titans. Now they go forward through their lock forward. And Torero.
Hold here. Don't go early. Stay square. Go. Not late.
Roberts will take the 5th tackle kick. Good kick pressure. He was under some pressure. Oh, up high. The Roosters have turned it over. Lewis. It is a penalty for the Titans. Now, we've seen a bit of Lewis in the 9s earlier this season.
Sure did. He's a guy with a lot of potential. Just hasn't taken that next big step this year, which the club probably would have been hoping for.
He's gone straight at the players twice.
He got a penalty there for running the opposition off the ball there, which is good. Let's clamp down on it all game. Be nice.
Now the Titans have got an opportunity and good ball. Starting the set only 15 metres out from the Roosters try line. Bit of a show and go.
Ruben, move! Foot to line.
Set up to the left-hand side.
Go. 2, outside.
Now they move it out the back. Brimson coming in the beautiful short ball. Roosters can't defend it. It's try time. Parsons it is who comes up with first points for the Titans. Beautiful movement out the back, Dan.
Beautiful play from AJ Brimson. We spoke about him pre-game. Just a nice half position that he usually plays. He's got that soft hands. Just watch the way he goes right to the line here. Squares right up the death. On to Parsons, who runs a really good line. Big rangy back rower out there. Go out for the first points.
Yeah, the winger from the Roosters come in to try and solve it. He needed to shut it down there. Couldn't quite do it, Williams. Gee, looks like he's put on a little bit of weight too, AJ Brimson, but he's maintained that good speed and zip.
Yeah, he's got that frame where he's going to have another big pre-season. Rest up in the off-season now and come back late October. I'm sure he's got a huge future in the game. What position he wants to play, he's fullback, he looks good. He's got like a bit of a Darren Lockyer build about him. This is Parsons on screen here at the moment.
Yeah, sweet.
Certainly some attack on both sides out wide. Could be a good battle out in that left-hand side for the Titans and the right side for the Roosters.
For some of these guys, the NYC competition, that last time they might be on TV for a while. Who knows what's going to happen with the competition next year. So they're looking to put a good account of themselves in and show the club what they can do. More importantly, their fans.
Roberts is able to add the conversion, so an extra 2 points. The Titans have struck first. 6-0 over the Roosters. Only 4 minutes gone. On the sideline, joining us this morning is Emma Lawrence.
Good morning. Well, it is a beautiful day here at Allianz Stadium. There is not a cloud in the sky. It's really got that spring feel to the air, and you can smell that finals footy is around the corner. The Titans, they do have so much attacking potential, even with the likes of Phillip Sammy not there and Tyrone Roberts-Davis. They do know how to score points. It's just that they've been a little inconsistent this season.
Emma's enjoying the beautiful sunshine down there. These wonderful conditions. Now the Titans, can they complete this set of 6 after first points? The key indicators that the young fellows try to work on here in the Holden Cup. They've gone wide and expansive. The back to Brimson once again on the chest of the try scorer Parsons. Just couldn't quite hold on to it.
Yeah, beautiful ball movement there. Once again, replicating that same play they used down on the goal line and come up with points. But yeah, Parsons be livid with himself there. He's through a nice hole. Created again from Brimson. Just come up with an error. Shake of the head.
Just took the eyes off of it. A little Captain Cook as the ball was coming to him.
He was looking to see what he had to do, who he had to palm off to run 70.
That uncompleted set means that the Roosters get good ball, in a good opportunity to start this set of 6 on the back of that penalty. Tupanua, who's a handful already.
As you spoke about, what the Titans wanted, Frank, was to complete that set. Now they find themselves defending their own goal line.
On the second tackle, they're only 11 metres out. Set up to the left-hand side. Just building here. Here's a nice ball to the centre. Steps inside the fullback, and it'll be a try time to Lyndon Hills. In fact, it's Anderson who's moved out to the lock forward, but still playing on that left edge. Beautiful ball, a nice line to Jared Anderson to score.
Yeah, the Roosters possess really good back rowers, and Porter comes up with this nice deft touch. Pretty poor defence, it must be said, there from the right edge of the Gold Coast Titans.
How you feeling?
That's when you have a back rower that can ball play like that. Really good addition to your team.
The experience of Ruben Porter there. He played for the Cook Islands earlier this year. He'll be in the top squad next year. and he is the most capped Roosters player and the most capped current NYC player. You can see why Anderson's easily transitioned from the centres to the back row. He's a big body.
He absolutely is. It's his 10th try for the season, and he's once again one of the players that played in the premiership last year for them. These guys, they need probably 3 pre-seasons, probably the full-time squad to really fulfill their potential and their size. And as you can see, he's a fair size of a kid.
Certainly is, and you touched on it, and we've spoken about it a couple of times. These boys, the second year after winning a competition, they would have expected to be well and truly in the top 8.
Yeah, they've just had a couple of guys going up in the first grade. Victor Radley was one of those guys that everyone loves watching and playing with. Nat Butcher is the other one. They're two guys that are going to feature in the Roosters top grade for a lot of years to come.
Straightforward conversion there for Jesse Marski to start the day. And they are 6-all now. We're back to locked up on the scoreboard.
I don't know if defence is going to be too high on the agenda today for both these teams. They like to throw the ball around, and it's a nice day for it.
We'll go back down to the sideline to Emma Lawrence.
Well, you're right, boys. Both sides do know how to score plenty of points. It's just disappointing that the Roosters left their run so late, rather. They've only lost 1 of their last 7, and I know you mentioned in the pre-game they beat ladder leaders Cronulla last week. It's just that poor start to the season that really let them down, and disappointing given 8 of their players today played in that premiership winning side last year.
Absolutely. Benjamin Thomas has started like a steam train to set this after points. You talk about good sets after points. Nothing better than a front rower busting the line and pulling a penalty.
That is for sure. We go back to that error from Parsons coming out of trouble for the Titans. They haven't touched the ball since. Had a try put on them and then defending their own half again.
Anderson's also split them open, and there's space down the short side. Roosters are running right. Marski back on the inside. It'll be hard to stop. Try time for the Roosters. Beautiful play there by Lachlan Lamb. Back inside to Marski. And the Roosters are on the board again.
Yeah, that big charge again from Anderson, but the right edge again from the Gold Coast Titans. Need to get a message down and sort that out. They're not doing the same thing. They're not working together. Working as individuals. Massive hole there for Lamb just to stroll through. And those all good hookers, learning his trade. Marski through the middles with some support.
Yeah, clever play here out of dummy half. He just faked to go to the open side, down the short side. Lachlan Lamb had all the time in the world. Marski supporting back on the inside. We spoke about Jesse. He'd moved from the halfback position last year into hooker. There's been a bit of a transition. That in itself can be difficult. You've done it.
Yeah, it is. A lot of hookers these days probably started in the halves and young enough to really learn his trade, and I'm sure he's having another big pre-season coming up, and that's when you get all your work done, and that's where you pick up your new skills. And tried to make the transition this year and been ever present. He's been in and around. He scored the match winner last week to beat the Cronulla Sharks from dummy half, so he'll be a threat from there all day.
Scored plenty of tries, 17 in his career and 14 this season. You'll see when his twin brother comes on, not only are they twins, they look alike, same haircut, so it's a commentator's nightmare.
Did you say they were Queenslanders, Frank?
Bundy boys, yeah. I think Across the Waves is where they might have started their junior football. Good purchase on the ball, adds the extra 2 points. Roosters now kick away, leading 12 points to 6 over the Titans.
Well, it was well set up by Lachlan Lamb, wasn't it? He missed a little bit at the start of the season, which possibly explains why they got off to a slow start. He was the Australian schoolboys, one of the halves last year. He's got plenty of potential. Of course, he is the son of Adrian, and he's actually got a younger brother, Bailey, as well, who plays in Harold Matts. So imagine if the two of them are playing first grade together in a few years' time.
Yeah, it's a great story, Emma, no doubt about it. And of course, used the father-son rule to represent Queensland. I think he might have been the first player to use that father-son rule, with Adrian having played Origin for Queensland. Referee just saying, go back and clean up this play the ball.
Clovelly Jr. Lamb, is he, Frank?
Clovelly Crocodiles, one of the great names for a junior club. And yeah, there's certainly plenty of rugby league out of that household, with Adrian assisting Mal Meninga with the Kangaroos. Look at the Roosters rolling down the middle of the field so comfortably. Porter Lamb on the back of that finds space once again.
Beautiful movement from Lamb on that left foot of his.
Now it's the 5th tackle option, and they're going to go to the aerial route. Might be just a touch too long. In fact, it's perfect. Caught it in the field of play. As he caught it, the kick chase came through.
Yeah, he was just aware. He could have slipped that right foot in the in goal and just stayed on the ground. Would have helped his team to a 20-metre restart, but he jumped. And Kai Cooper's come through, and good job for his team. And another restart.
I thought Busanatis' kick was just a touch too long. In the end, it was pinpoint perfect. The Roosters have really got the roll on in this game now, and they're dominating the possession. The big charge by the front rower here in Thomas.
Backwards.
Referee said not backwards.
Stand. Hold. Hand on it. Go. 1.
Now they go centre field. Curran with the ball. Offload to Marsky. Some football for the Busanatis, shows the dummy, backs himself, tries time. That was brilliant. They're playing off the back of the offloads, taking their opportunity. Now Busanatis, the other half, decides to get into the action.
What a pleasure to have 2 halves in your team that really love running the football. The Roosters have got 2 here today. Busanatis and Lamb. Nice offload, all halves. Should be up a little bit closer, just in case the offload comes, and Marsky finds him. Takes it on. He's just a real footballer, this kid. He's not someone that's going to play too much structure, you can tell. But that's his game. It's when he looks good, when he's just floating around and taking his opportunities.
He had the big show to the outside, and they sold him the candy, and they took it. He'll remember that try. It's his first try in the Holden Cup. What a way to do it. As you say, Dan, a great offload. They were a little bit off the football there.
Yeah, Josh Curran, they were setting up. A nice offload from Curran. Yeah, Busanatis, you can tell that should be his game. Just getting up close and supporting those big boys. Well done to him on his first Holden Cup try. We go to a 16-6 lead, and you'd probably say it'd be 18-6.
You'd hope so.
We have seen these miss, though.
Ever miss one yourself from in front?
I had one kick in my career, Frank.
How'd it go?
Successful, so let's just finish on that one.
Was it Old Boys Day?
It was the last game. It was Old Boys Day, yeah, against Parramatta.
Big day tomorrow in Newcastle with Old Boys Day. Celebrating 20 years since that famous 97 victory. Oh, Marsky, you nearly talked him into that, Dan. He only just snuck it over. They add the extra 2 points, and the Roosters roll on to an 18-6 lead.
Well, it is worrying signs for the Titans, isn't it? But they do have some good news, guys. Zai Wallace has passed it at HIA and will be coming back on. Of course, if they are to come back and finish the season on a high, they will need all troops on deck.
Yeah, that is key, Emma, that they can come back into this game. And since, obviously, they started well, the Titans, and they've just rocked off the rails a little bit at the moment.
11, leave. We're here. Hold.
Seeing him getting ready to come back, he looks quite fresh, which is good news for the Titans.
He's that small, isn't he?
He could nearly be riding just over the back here at Randwick today.
Stay square, 13.
I can relate to that. Now the Roosters roll forward through Curran.
10 to the side.
He produced that brilliant offload for the last try. Whoa, that's a wild pass from Marsky. Almost missed the deck then.
7, here, hold.
Roosters up there, Frank.
Go 4.
That's what they needed after whenever the ball hits the deck.
Last tackle.
So good just to hit that ball straight through the middle.
5. Nothing late.
Tupouniua's a handful. He's certainly got what looks to be the key ingredients to play NRL. A number of these players. That's another key part of today. They might be outside the 8, but they've still got to impress the contracts. And also, you like to finish the season with a win because it's a long off-season when you come off a loss.
All coaches watch these games. The character that they display and show is really important. It's about being a club player today. Playing for a lot of things here. You're playing for your colours and you're playing for the jersey and your teammates.
Granville just on the end of a little bit of sideways footy from the Titans. They need to straighten it up.
Off the arm. Get square. Hold and go.
Now they go forward. Roberts will be looking for a better platform to play off the back of. Lenihan now on the 5th tackle. What option will they take for their kick? Brimson it is. The left footer on the left side of the ruck. Some pressure for the Roosters. Brilliant take. Trey Williams come in and did what was needed.
Hold, go. 1, yours.
Another good charge on the second tackle, putting dints in the Titans' defence. And on the back of that dint, the penalty comes.
Yeah, they're just giving the Roosters some piggybacks, as you could say. Just an easy passage up the field. Early penalties after kicks. Has he got him for a hand on the ball here, or just too long in the tackle?
Didn't need the push to the back of the head into the ground. Tupanua now, look at the big stride that he puts as he meets the contact zone. Not surprisingly, he picked out Wallace. He's met him before today and come off as a dominant victor. Now the Roosters are 20 metres out. Keen to move the ball around. Porter skipping out of the first tackle. Another one that you'll see move up into the top grade. Marsky with some ball playing. Short pass to Curran. He thought of the offload again. This time he puts it under the jumper.
Stay square. Foot on it.
Short ball to the big front row. He wasn't quite ready for it, but he might have got there, Thomas. Marsky's seen that the defence has slid out. Referee Altram points to the spot, and it's more points for the Roosters.
Oh, he's deserved that try, Thomas. Been very good.
You know what? We've got vision.
In the opening exchanges of the match. Looked like they were all setting up for a kick here from Marsky. Lucky Thomas, in the presence of mind to concentrate where the ball was. He finds himself getting a try.
I'm not really concerned.
Kincumber Colts Jr. from Gosford. Big front rowers love these tries.
That's at least 30 metres there, Frank. Well done to him. He deserves it too.
Yeah, he's been the one that's really starting their sets off and putting big dints into the Titans' defence.
Just on the back of that penalty again, and just can't defend their try line at the moment, the Titans, on this right side especially. As you see, the points are beating the clock at the minute. Need to stem the flow.
They, like a lot of teams by round 26, have had a number of players push forward to the NRL.
Well, you look at their first grade team this afternoon, and there'll be another couple of debutants. Yeah, Philip Sammy's been someone that's just been immense for the Titans in the 20s this year. I think he's played about 20 games. There's a couple up there. Keegan Hipgrave, he's going to debut today, apparently, at 3 o'clock.
Out of the Broncos system?
He sure is. Yeah. Went down there, and he's a really good player.
Yeah,
it's fun to watch.
Broncos Holden Cup Player of the Year. Tyrone Roberts also moving up into first grade throughout the season. You can see, oh, he's pushed that to the right. I tell you what, that is the commentator's curse there, Dan Badiris.
He didn't hit the other one too good. That was nearly in front. Has to rectify his technique there.
Ever since we mentioned missing them in front, Danny Badiris, you've talked him into shanking one to the right-hand side there. He'd be disappointed with that. Gee, I tell you what, when they play that up-tempo football, the Roosters, they're a real handful to stop with ball in hand.
On.
Well, Thomas has been playing a bit of first grade up in the Central Coast as well, so he's been playing against men for a while. So that's the physicality of the game is no problem for him. Here he goes again.
Gee, it was physical. Then you can see the Titans, they split like 10 pins. It's a great way to start the set for the Roosters, particularly after more points.
It's Lyndon Hills, Newcastle player as well.
A bit of footy with his brother Brendan for the Newcastle Knights.
16 up.
You look at the venom that he puts into that when he comes back from the kickoff there on the replay box. You can see why all of a sudden they're over the halfway line and putting pressure on the Titans' defence. Once again, there's players laying in the ruck. Oh, he's come up with a little error though, Curran. Just fighting hard to get that quick play the ball. He hasn't quite secured the footy.
That's a concentration error. Got to get up quick and play it slow. It's not good enough from Curran. You're disappointed in that. They're going to the bench, the Titans, to stem the flow. Yorston comes on. He tried to do a couple of big shots there, come out of the line, trying to inspire his team.
That's the first error for the Roosters. They were 10 from 10 leading in to that little error there.
And that's why you see blokes like Thomas just flying into them with all that gusto, because he hasn't had too much tackling to do.
Yeah, they've been starved of the football, the Titans. And you can see that just the energy levels are down because it's been all Roosters in the first 20 minutes of this game. It's time they move it to the right-hand side. Brimston and Roberts' combination's key.
Looks good out the back. Brimson.
Stay square. Good, Roosters.
Need to find him a bit more, and Those centres need to get an understanding what he needs to do and what he wants. He looks pretty potent.
Now they come down the short side, Roberts. Some footy out the back. Roosters read it fairly well because they'd come in from the wing. And it was Lewis who shut it down.
Hold! Go 5. Wait!
Now they kick crossfield up into this sunshine. Oh, clean miss by the Titans, and it was Trey Williams once again who's...
It's Cooper. Cooper's out there. He's doing a really good job. He's someone that's pretty able out there to clean up those sort of kicks.
Yeah, that's twice now. In fact, it is Cooper who's come up with it. Kai Cooper who's come up with 2 great takes. Now the Roosters just rolling down the middle again.
Marcus, straight. Go 3.
They're just getting beat on the deck, the Gold Coast Titans. They need to get to marker, get up quick. They're getting left on the ground too many times and just picking them off, the Roosters.
Thomas once again laying the platform for them, and you can see the adjustment for them. They know they need to go forward. It's Ruben Porter now. Banging his way downfield. He gets an offload to Lachlan Lamb, who puts on some fancy footwork. Some spaces there for the Roosters to attack on the back of it. Lamb plays it on the 5th tackle. Bucinatis, a little chip kick to the corner. Pressure for the Titans once again. Try time for the Roosters. The winger come in to try and shut it down. Couldn't do it, and the Roosters have more points.
Beautiful little kick from Bucinatis. Nice deft touch. Just the perfect height. Just watch the way he puts it in that height there, in that zone for Cooper, just to come through and make a challenge for the football. Anytime you make a challenge, you don't know what's going to happen. And Pompey comes up with the points.
Pompey it is who comes up with the try. It's their 29th try from kicks this season, and they're 2nd in the competition.
Yeah, on the opposite, the poor Titans, they concede more than anyone on the back of kicks. Just their kick protection and kick defence hasn't been too good for them this year.
Kai Cooper from the Roosters, at both ends, he's been defending down there and snuffing out the danger. Coming down here, that pressure that he put on coming through created the opportunity for his centre partner, Adam Pompey, who's another one who showed a lot of potential.
Yeah, well, it's about picking the right, I guess you could say, body shapes and frames in this grade. A lot of coaches and recruitment managers go out looking for what sort of shape they want. And he looks to be someone with a big right edge to them in Cooper and Pompey. Big physical looking guys that can attack kicks like that from Bucinatis.
Yeah, well, he's over 180 odd centimetres and 90 plus kilos. He started the season just over 90. He looks like he might have even put on some more weight. And they got him out labouring. Maybe that's the key to it, Dan. He's a labourer.
Love that. No work, no play.
Exactly right. No work, no study, no play. Marsky, can we talk him into some better kicking? We've talked him out of it. He's pushed it to the right once again. Got a good thud on the ball. Can't add the extra 2 points. Going up in 4s. If it was 6s, the scoreline would be even bigger gap between.
It sure is. Big Darius Farmer comes on for the Titans, so coach has gone to the bench a couple of times now. Try and sort this out. Ben Wolf.
Yeah, we heard in Emma's interview before it. He's moving up into the Intrust Super Cup there in the 2nd tier in Queensland, the Tweed, and one of the real standout coaches in the schoolboys and also this level of football. Great to see Ben Wolf stepping through to the seniors. Roosters once again, they've been great at completing the set after points and rolling down the middle.
There's only 2 teams above them that scored more points than the Roosters this year. The Sharks and Penrith, I think. So they're a potent team. It is upsetting for the NYC fans not to have the Roosters in the top 8. It could cause some damage.
Yeah, their points differential's positive in them. Over the 150 plus now.
It's like a Joe Tapine, doesn't he? This guy, the way he beats tackles, Porter.
He does look like Joseph Tarpening. Very much so. They've turned the football over though, Dan. It's one of the keys to this grade is trying to be able to complete sets after points. He's a big body. As we said earlier, he's the most capped Roosters player and the most capped current NYC player. He's already debuted for his country in the Cook Islands.
And the World Cup coming up very soon. And
I'll give you the out call.
should be floating around there as well.
Just hold with your lock
No
here.
doubt, that's another excitement at the end of the
2
year.
hands. 2 hands. Ball.
Tell you what, the Titans would be keen to get some football down the other end of the park.
Yeah, they need a kick here, Frank. They've got to get to the kick.
11
Just get a result. Force some pressure on the Roosters through field position.
Watch him coming up with it.
Now they make it into the Roosters side of the halfway line.
Hold! Go 2.
It's a good-looking haircut there on Darius Farmer.
Got a problem with it?
Not at all. I think it's fantastic.
So do I.
They come to the right. Roberts out the back to Brimson. Some space. It's come off the arms of Lewis. And he knocked on there by the Roosters. Dan, you've spoken about that a couple of times. They look silky when they're shifting the ball and moving it between Roberts and out the back also Brimson.
Yeah, I just wouldn't mind Jackson Paulo just getting a little bit more depth. He's putting a lot of pressure on his centre position. That's twice he's missed an opportunity. Just through being a little bit flat. Needs to be a little more deep, coming onto the ball at speed. Could find himself in a try-scoring opportunity.
A couple of times Lewis has come in and shut down some danger there for them on the left-hand side and attack for the Roosters. Flat pass there from the scrum.
Jesse, move! 9-9.
Referee said play on. Now the ball's spewed out. Drew Alstrom said hand on the football of Noama. A bit of chit-chat out there between the two teams, so a bit of feeling. Well, it's a good shot, but a good hit and spin in the end by Farmer.
Held! 16 seconds.
And the Titans come up with some points. Playing some football. Roberts again to Brimson. That combination, a good cut-out pass, and unfortunately for the winger, Paulo, he just couldn't hang on to it. Playing a bit flat.
Yeah, we just spoke about that. It's just something he could definitely fix up. If he's hitting that at speed, so the ball's gone behind him a little bit there. Just can't afford that. When you're working in that sort of surroundings and that, not much space there. Well, there was a lot of space there. Enough for him to catch that and put a bit of footwork on Lewis or a bit of a palm and see if he could have got down into that corner.
When you coach at this level, Dan, and you talk to them about depth of play and some of them flat and fast or playing deeper, what's the key to these young fellows to help them understand that?
Well, you got to get your depth off the guy you're going to get the ball off. And sometimes I think they get the depth off the ruck. And Brimson's the person he should be getting his depth off and running as fast as he can onto that ball.
Key communication, because if they are going to kick, they want them up flat, so it's those halves communicating. Roosters now got a bit of work. Busanatis has sold them the dummy again and split them open. Support inside and outside. He goes to the inside. Titans are coming in to shut it down. Busanatis has really split them open. The Titans are still scrambling in defence. Lachlan Lamb with a long cutout pass on the chest of Lewis, but the referees called it forward. Well, it would have been spectacular if it paid off.
I love that about Butsianis. Made the break, threw the pass inside. Butsianis, eyes up, taking him on. Easy. Shelling piece for him. Back on the inside for O'Mealy. And what he does here, he gets tackled. Well done to O'Mealy. Didn't try to overplay his hand. Gets up, and Butsianis wanted the ball. He wanted to wrap round, but it went to Lamb, his other half. Just went for the miracle play over the top there. That's a shame for the Roosters.
It's the first time we've seen O'Mealy into some space. We mentioned him in the pre-game. Son of Mark O'Mealy, a much different shape to his father. Hopefully he's got a bit more of Sandy in him. But
Ogre was like that at 19, I tell you.
Was he really?
He's ripped.
Great trainer, Mark O'Mealy. In the days at the Bulldogs, when I remember him, he wasn't.
He was the most committed guy I've seen to rugby league. Ogre.
Well, Anthony Barnes speaks about the same thing for Nick. He's had some opportunities to train with the first grade squad, and it's great to see another O'Mealy coming through the grades.
And Jake's got his semi up in the Central Coast today. Jake's a big front row. That's more than O'Mealy shape.
That is.
Jake.
I can tell you, they grew up in a household of hard knocks. Served them well. Titans, oh, that was a good hold there because the runner was offside. Good job to make sure they didn't force the football. Woosten it was. Brimson now with the kick. Finds some space. O'Mealy it is that brings it back. Charges straight into the defensive line. Roosters get an opportunity to start the set of 6. 40 out from their own line on the second tackle. Defence here from Roberts.
We've seen this half, what we got left, 9 minutes. Butsianis and Lamb will take over here. just pick these middle players off for the Titans.
Seen the 15 on Ratu Vakadifalu. The young fella Joey that I met through the Fijian team had terrible injury to his leg. It's great to see him back out on the football park. Roosters have got some attack in them now. Busanatis, this time he hits the chest of the back rower.
Off those legs, off the legs, don't go the ball.
Tupanua. What's their fifth tackle option? They've decided great hands there by Busanatis. The ball was low. Marsky might dive on one to score. Brilliant hands from Busanatis. It was down low from the try scorer in Marsky. The ability to soft hands to hold it and put a kick in. The rebound went in the favour of the Roosters.
Well, he's learning his trade, Marsky. This is a beautiful play. Getting out, bringing them on the football, which locks everyone in. Obviously, a little bit of good fortune there with the ricochet. But at least he's coming through the middle. Obviously, coming through the middle for the kick chase. He's come up with a try.
Yeah, it's a really good indicator of a natural footballer. He seems to put himself in the position for opportunities, pushing through that centre third. That's why he scored so many tries.
Well, that's been the next half. You always know how you want the ball and what your half wants. That's what the good thing about playing different positions at this age does, is how actually guys want the ball and how they should get the ball. And obviously that pass for his half, Butsianis, wasn't ideal where it was, but it was the right technique for him. Brought him onto the football, which makes Butsianis kick a lot easier.
So, Dan, when you did that transition, you come through the halves as a schoolboy, and Steve Linane was coaching at the Knights at the time. He moved you into the hooker position and you went into the NRL squad. What was the hardest bit of that transition?
Oh, I guess I was lucky. Yeah, Mal really was the one that put me in there with Steve, but the whole position of hooking was about to evolve. It was all about attack, so a lot of halves went in there, but I think the biggest thing you need, the biggest attribute if you're going to make the transition into a 9 is the physicality and you like to defend. And so obviously you do see a lot of big guys running at you, and the great Cameron Smith plays or equals Darren Lockyer tonight, and he's had a lot of guys running him over the years, but just ever present, never misses a game.
You had a fair hooker there at the Knights at the time too, a bloke by the name of Steve Walters.
Yeah, Boxhead I loved having Boxhead around. He was someone that I learned a lot about on and off the field. Good man.
Very good man, and Marsky this time he's got it back on radar, Dan, adds the extra 2 points, and the Roosters are well and truly skipped away 32 points to 6. He looks like he's done a few rounds with Mark O'Mealy. He's got the jersey ripped. Good to see the youngsters coming through from places like Bundaberg, which is a real rugby league heartland. The Roosters complete this set of 6. Another great start to the set. Big run from Curran.
Josh Curran. We've got a huge potential. Josh Curran is another one that's in the pathways of New South Wales, and he came over from Parramatta. But yeah, he needs a big pre-season, Josh. Get right into his fitness and his weights and feature in the top grade.
Already to the halfway line, the Roosters. Anderson, who's wreaked havoc on this Titans defensive line. He does it again, bumping them off. He's been a handful. He's playing on this left edge, moved from the centres to the back row. Now they got some more. Busanada sells the dummy again. This time the Titans defence has jumped onto him. He certainly commands attention. And that pressure of speed of the play of the ball pulled another penalty against the Titans.
Yeah, they're just pulling through the Titans too easy, the Roosters, because the Titans need to press up. At least make them go around you, not through you. You don't want them to go through you. So you need to press up and try and help the guy out with you. Make 2-man tackles or 3-man tackles. You can't get isolated. Otherwise, those quick play the balls happen too often.
Interesting decision to kick to touch. Just want to start their set from that set start.
Yeah, the old 2 in for her. 2 in, we put a mad play on, I'd say.
Let's see what this mad play might be. It starts strong again. Tupanua. A little bit of Tawera Nickau about him.
How good is Nickau?
One of the best. Great to watch. Gee, they've gone close again on play 2. This time it's Curran. He's only half a metre out in front of the posts. Defence up quickly for the Titans. Beautiful hands by the Roosters. Some catch and pass. And it's Anderson rewarded with a try.
Wow. Porter, Anderson. The combo. That's just twice we've seen that now. Just have a look at these soft hands from him. The depth. Beautiful depth. Just a sleight of hand right out in front for Anderson. And stop me if you can. He's barnstorming today, Anderson, really enjoying himself up against his right edge of the Titans.
So much talent to look at here, Dan, and we talk about what could have been, but, you know, you look at the halves. Sean O'Sullivan and also Lamb, they were the Australian schoolboys halves last year. O'Sullivan drops out this week with a hamstring at training, and Busanatis comes in. He's been superb.
Well, they definitely get the platform laid for them through the middlemen of the Roosters, capitalising on it as good halves do. Butsianis, just love the way you can tell he's looking always up. Where's the space? There's been plenty of space for this man to run into, Anderson. And there's Porter, he's offsider. I think that combination will be seen not just twice today. There'll be a few more opportunities on offer for those two.
Running right at the moment, the Roosters. It's a double for Anderson. He's come up with that first try with a big barnstorming run. Titans will be wondering what they've been hit by. Although most teams in the competition know the potential of this Roosters NYC Holden Cup outfit. Marsky had it back on radar last kick. This time he comes off the goalpost just to add a little bit of extra spice. 38 points, that's the most scored in the first half of Holden Cup this season so far. And Emma Lawrence, the Roosters have been very, very strong.
Absolutely. Well, we said they know how to use the footy. It's just more their defence this year, which has been a little bit of an issue. But that was well set up by Ruben Porter, their captain, wasn't it? He is now the most capped Rooster ever, 64 games. He just a few weeks ago passed Ethan Lowe, and that makes him also the most capped player currently in the NYC. Great stuff from Ruben Porter.
He's an impressive youngster. They got a number of them here in this Roosters outfit.
He's done his apprenticeship, hasn't he?
Absolutely. And well, here's another good run. This time it's Joey Ratu Vakadhifalu.
Well done, Frank.
I was lucky enough to meet Joey at the Patiro Divinadiva medal at the Fijian, Australian Fijian night there on the Gold Coast a couple of years ago. He's got a nasty scar on his leg. To see him back out playing football, and he was given an award that night. Patiro told me that night, as we know, Pet. Said he's got a lot of ability. Here's Lachlan Lamb speaking. Beautiful short pass, inside, outside, setting up his man on the outside.
Gee, that was nice movement from Lamb. The way he looked in, looked out.
Now he's got the ball. He's got it on a string. Kicking across field of space. It's got a nasty bend on it. Tap back in. Try time for the Roosters. Oh, that was spectacular. And this time it's Kaya Cooper. That was just brilliant.
The ball is never dead. And that's exactly why you don't let a footy bounce. That kick from Lamb, how flat it was.
Look at it. And it skewed across field. What a presence there of mind by Pompey, who returned the favour to his winger. What about Lachlan Lamb? The play before he shows inside, outside and puts Hills into some space. Sees the space for the kick, and the result is brilliant.
Yeah, just knowing his role was to put the kick in place there. The way that short side, he just picked that apart, he just whipped around. He wouldn't like the kick to be on the try line. He did a good job, did Pompey. And talk about how big and athletic those two are out there on the right, himself and Cooper. Comes up with his second today.
Yeah, 21 for the career.
First, sorry.
See the smiles. Why wouldn't you be smiling? The poor old Titans feel like they've flown into an ambush here in Sydney.
What's the rules at 40? When you put 40 on someone, the white flag, huh?
You would have never thrown the white flag in your life. Ben Wolf will get them together and see if they can do something about it in the second half.
It's only the mercy rule.
You would have picked up the towel and taken it back out if they threw it in on you, Dan Badeiras. Marsky has got it back on radar and adds the extra 2 points. That's half-time. The Roosters 44 lead the Titans 6. Look at Lockie Lamb there on screen. He's been the real conductor of the orchestra out there for the Roosters.
Yeah, plays got some footwork and speed, and same as Butsianis.
He's been super impressive.
Been really good, and Marsky and O'Mealy. So their spines at all the ball. They should be creating some havoc.
Yeah, adding to that, you know, Victor Radley up to the NRL, we believe, today for an opportunity, and also Sean O'Sullivan withdrawing as the normal goal kicker. So fantastic performance by the Roosters. Can the Titans do something about it in the second half? That first opportunity with ball in hand. Lawrence down on the sunshine, on the sideline in the sunshine. It's a beautiful day. Once again, that pass just not hitting its mark for the Titans. All I had to stop and pick it up. The Titans now need to reset. Good defence from Curran to pick him up and drive him back. Good enough to hold Lillis up in the air. Haven't seen much go forward for the Titans around the centre of the ruck. Jade Brimson with the ball. A low trajectory kick.
You just saw in those 2 tackles from the Roosters. Nice contact. And that's what the Titans will be looking forward to in this set here. They just need to really get those shoulders right in and just force the issue with their tackling.
Roosters have been very good at coming out of their own end. Both outside backs and forwards. This time it's Bernard Lewis. We've seen debut in the 9s earlier this year. A bit of an up and down season for him in the Holden Cup. This bloke's been super for them. Ruben Porter. Lucianus now with the ball. The combination once again with Tupanua. This time the Titans defence much better on the back rower. Putting him onto his back. It's not something he's had to do too often, get up off his back to play the football. Lachlan Lamb on the 5th tackle. Reefs it up into the air. A good take in the end by Jackson Paulo. Another very good set of 6 by the Roosters.
Yeah, that was a nervy kick and a nervy take, that one, but Paulo did well. Looking up into this beautiful sunshine here today.
Might have to get the Speedos out later, Dan.
Leave that for another couple of weeks, Frank.
Yeah, Merriweather Beach in the future. Here's a penalty now against the Roosters, and Brimson just adding a little bit of vigour with the football.
Yeah, as you earn the right to play the ball through a good run, bit of footwork at the line and getting down quick to play it with a bit of enthusiasm, you create things. He's created a penalty for his team.
Not too often today have the Titans got to start a set of 6 from the Roosters side of the halfway line. Good defence again. The contact, first contact from the Roosters has been tremendous. Now they're playing some footy on the edge. Roberts trying to straighten it up. Good to see Wallace back out there after going to the head injury assessment. Brimson has had limited opportunities. Plays at 35 metres out. Once again, the pass just not quite hitting its mark. Bit of feeling too, look, bit of push and shove.
There's a total mix-up there from the dummy half. Ball did not find the right person. Frustration aplenty out there, I'm sure, for the Titans. Let's have a look at this pass here. Should have went to Farmer, but the half wanted it.
Yeah, and sometimes, Dan, you can just get a little bit more complicated than it needs to be. And you see some frustration bubbling out of the Titans.
Yeah, that's one part of the game they've got to keep in check here. 44-6, that's not going to change. Need to worry about the scoreboard.
Well handled there by Drew Altram. The referee now that the refs will have a conversation.
Nothing in it.
Todd Smith,
so we're just going to go a scrum, but we'll have a chat. Ethan, Ruben.
This will be the school teachers giving some...
We don't need this. It's a bad look for the game. We're going to have a scrum. Let's get back to playing football like we had in the first half. Talk to your players now, then we come in for the scrum.
He's nipped that in the butt very quick. Says it's a bad look for the game.
Very good.
Wasn't much in it.
Yeah, he's a very good young referee out of Newcastle.
Let's not throw the
track
ball.
down and works hard. Thought he delivered it beautifully.
Stay on this here, Jakey, on this scrum.
Wasn't too much in it. Put his foot on it.
It's these two here, outside.
Stamped it right out.
Ball!
Just watching Lachlan Lewis there. The old front row, there might have been a conventional front row in the scrum. Just kicked his leg and said, give me a tunnel to put the ball in. Well, I'm only going to put it straight behind your feet anyway. The Roosters looking to get back into their groove. Tupanua, he's been a real handful, a rangy back rower.
That's one thing about the NYC competition. That let's see a penalty there. Lost ball, but deemed to be raked out. The NYC competition, it's a shame that it's going because you like to have the relationship with the players. You see them come through and I'm sure it'll be televised. Hopefully it's televised next year, but no, Porter, Tupanua, Lamb, all these guys. Beautiful ball.
It was a ripper, and O'Mealy's got space on the outside. Flicks it back inside to Marsky, who's just dragged down. A great effort there by the Titans. It's a beautiful ball to split them open. Now there's space on the end. Look at Lachlan Lamb. He's got all the time in the world. He put the play on. Once again, he finishes on the far side, and Lewis dives in the corner. That was some beautiful football, Dan.
Beautiful football there from the middle, man. Let's have a go back right to the start of this set. Here's his from Tupanua. Nice soft hands onto O'Mealy, pushing through the middle of the ruck. He comes up with a little bit of an extra play there, and then a pass to Marshke. And he does well, and then goes to Lamb, and they just stressed themselves out, the Titans. Tried to rush out of the line. Just shelling peas for Lamb.
Just that movement while the ball's in the air. You look here, Lachlan Lamb beats him as he moves away from the football. Brownbill come in to shut it down, and then Lewis was always going to finish in the corner.
Yeah, you could see what Brownbill was going to do. Lamb did, and just had the presence of mind just to slip on the left a little bit on his outside shoulder and let the ball do the work. But it's a hard one for the Titans' right edge, whether to just come up and jam or just to stay and wait for some numbers and some help. But decide to jam and come up with the wrong play.
I get the feeling this Roosters outfit might be pretty good front runners. If they were a racehorse, you'd kick them out in front and let them go.
They're definitely doing things really well here today. I just love the way the interchange of passing from the middle guys, their back rowers. Everyone's seeing a lot of opportunities out there, and they're making the most of it.
It's a tough kick for Marsky, the hardest of today's attempts. Long way out on that eastern side.
Anytime you've got the Toblerone stacked up over there, Frank, you know you're on the sideline.
I don't reckon you were taking that kick from out there if they offered it to you, Dan, in your last kick that the one and only one from one in the NRL. Getting some good feedback from the youngster on the far side there as well.
A little bit of a flex.
You can see him. He's very keen to be on the screen. Jesse Marsky has the ball placed. I'm sure there's a little bit of audio feedback there, verbal feedback as well. Struck it beautifully. Whatever the young fella told him on the far side worked. Adds the extra 2 points. The half century up for the Roosters. 50 points to 6.
How good was that from that young kid? That is what you want to see, enjoying his footy really early in the day. Obviously, the Roosters camp were very happy at halftime, boys. But the Titans camp was all about character. They were saying, how do you want to be remembered as an NYC footballer? This is not about the score. This is not about tactics or structure. This is about how people want to remember you in this competition. Very strong words from their camp.
No doubt Ben Wolfe would be challenging them to that. On the other side of the ledger, the Roosters continue to go back to what's worked for them, rolling down the centre. Porter always got the ball on offer. This time he flicks out the back just a touch too late.
Just wait, three, just wait.
It was a bit of flick and hope, that one.
Go, 3.
Lamb takes it to the left-hand side. Anderson's been real dynamite for the Roosters with the football on that left edge, that leading line that he's running there.
Must say Curran's been really good as well. Yeah. Through the middle, very physical, getting up quick, playing the ball.
With the time that Lockie Lamb's got. This time he puts the bomb up. Pressure for the Titans. Well done at the back. That was a great take by AJ Brimson. Just looks to have a lot of time with football in hand, particularly today. It does help when your forwards are dominating.
Yeah, it's a shame we're not seeing a bit more attacking from Brimson. He's doing his best. That's all he can do. So these penalties will always help a team coming out of trouble.
Just overcooked it a little bit there.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Ratu Vikavifalul.
You're impressed with that, aren't you? I am.
It's a ripper. I hope he goes on and plays a lot of NRL. And I tell you, he's an exciting youngster. Short pass now to the Titans. A flat ball. The defence from the Roosters were up to it.
Release it now. Hold him.
Can they come up with some points?
Go 2.
Need to get a go forward first. Speed of the line defensively for the Roosters. Also putting some pressure on the Titans. Short side to Wallace, a no-look flat pass. Already got a try today. Parsons trying to come up with another one. This time out of dummy half. Defence from the marker, Pompey. Fifth tackle, what option are the Titans going to go for? AJ Brimson steps up. He'll need some runners to come through. He's got a little bit too much purchase, but it's bounced in the in goal. 5-8 being called for pushing the Roosters defender out of the way, Roberts.
And Roberts has pushed Lewis, has it? We'll have a look at this replay. The kick finds space. Exactly what you want to do, but he just said he got in the way and pushed.
I think they might have got that
the
one
blocker.
wrong. Not sure that Todd Smith, the pocket referee, just might have got that one slightly wrong. I thought that he had every right to try and push his way forward. And it was a missed opportunity for the Titans.
What's Roberts meant to do?
Absolutely.
Nice footwork.
Yeah, Ratu Vikarafanu. A good run there by Joey. Now can the Roosters get on the back of that? Porter with the football. Big Keen once again had the ball on offer. This time put it under his jumper. Muskie out of dummy half. Onto Lamb. Busanatis back inside to Curran. This time he nearly splits them open again. Play on, they said. Still going, the big front rower. He has been super for them. Still going. He's got spiders on him at the moment. Created the offload for a try earlier. This time he made the meters with ball in hand. Unfortunately, just missed the key part of playing the football.
He's doing a lot of things right today, Josh Curran. With his physicality through the middle, his footwork and strength, upper body strength. Just his second error now. Just with the concentration error, just getting up, trying to play the football. He's come up with 2 errors.
He's a big body, Dan.
He is. It's untapped, really. If he wants to make a decision, he could be anything, this kid.
And you can just see the potential in a number of these Roosters.
Heads in. Stay with your lock.
Yeah. And nursing them down there, and great coaching staff here at the Roosters. And
keep going, keep going, keep going. No tackle.
All about seeing these guys in the top grade, and you'll see these names in the not too distant future.
Brownville able to jump up and keep going to make some much-needed meters for the Titans. They love to get over the halfway line and play some footy down the other end of the field. Working hard to get out of their own end. They're set up on the right-hand side. Farmer really wanted the football. Wallace, the little pocket rocket, dives under some defenders. Some space now for... They wanted to play to the left-hand side there. I think it was Brimson who wanted to do some ball playing on the edge, but he had no runner out the back. Just missed the kick now, Amu. Now Brimson's got the ball. He's going to bomb again. Last time he found some space. This time O'Mealy's well placed, and as he caught it, Farmer put one straight on him.
Penalty to Titans.
This time it's a penalty to the Titans this time.
Well, that's our 3rd penalty on kicks. What are we trying to work out here with the blocks? We're not allowed to push them out of the way, or...
I'm not suggesting that's a square up, but it might well be just to get the ledger right there. This time there's some problems with what they call the escorts or the runners coming through. They've taken the tap, and Farmer decides to charge into them. He'll back his way nearly to the try line. Titans would love to come up with another try. Only the one on the board so far. Amu going across field. He's just trying to create some space for a runner on the inside. Brimson at dummy half. They really need him to be running out the back. This time they get to the post. This is the setup they want. They're set up to both sides, particularly to the right to Roberts. Farmer with a face pass. Good defence by the Roosters. As he thought he was thrown to the ground. Going to keep going the same way. Roberts under enormous pressure there. Anderson it was. This time it's thrown out the back to AJ Brimson. Lost only 15 metres on that play. Wallace a little dummy half scoop. A beautiful little chip to the in goal, like a 60-degree wedge. You just got to sit on the spot, and a repeat set here.
Exactly what the Gold Coast Titans needed there from Wallace. Heads up play. The way he hit the ball right on the underneath there that made it spin. Perfect kick. Getting under set of 6.
I'd love to be able to do that with my 60-degree wedge. Something I've seen you do, Dan. Now, this is important for the Titans here because they haven't been able to have any sustained pressure on the Roosters.
It is. It's a chance when they lock that play to the right, they got like a double cross to a block play. I'm sure they'll work to the left here to try and put it on.
Roosters trying to chance their arm from the kick restart. Just a little bit too deep. Meaning the Titans will start the set of 6. Second play, they're going to play it only 15 metres out. Good run there by Brownbill. Roberts now creating on the outside. Here's some chance. Brimson did a great job to beat the shooter coming out on him. Back inside now on the slide defence there of the Roosters. There's Big Thomas, the front rower, has shut the door on the inside. Now they go centre field. Mastronani with the ball. It's a pretty quick play the ball, so Wallace can play some footy. Back inside. Here's a chance for the Titans, and they crash over under the sticks.
Time out.
He's going to take a look at this.
Held up. You put it on his foot. It's all held up.
Wow, he's saying it's held up. He put it on his foot. You would have thought for all money that was a try time here for the Titans.
What's he got, size 15s, Frank?
Thorsten it was. Keenan, there's only one spot he couldn't put, and he put it right on the...
Oh, no. On O'Mealy's foot.
Go.
Well done. Presence of mind from O'Mealy.
He's a magician, Nick O'Mealy. Well, now the kick that bounced off a Rooster.
Let's go to zero.
It was in a pinball machine there for a minute, and eventually it comes into the hands of the Roosters.
Well, they threw everything at them, the Titans. Come up empty. Got across the line, but were held up.
It was quite amazing. There's only really one space you wouldn't want to put the ball down there for Yorston. It was brilliant from O'Mealy. Debutant now, Daniel Suluka Fafita on the field.
Spoke about him. He's come over from South. Be an interesting talking point in amongst both those junior clubs.
They like to trade barbs a bit there, Dan.
Yeah, well, he has got potential, this one. Matt Butcher there. Both come across from South.
Go 10 for me, mate.
Thomas, another good run. Has he met that line? Just hit and spin.
11 off the arm.
Good metres.
Hold.
Means the Roosters are back in the Titans side of halfway. Lammy's keen to take on those defenders around the edges of the ruck.
Stay square, 17.
Footwork's been one of the many highlights for today. Busanatis now with the bomb. A little chip kick into the sun. You could see Brimson was struggling with it. Did a great job.
I've got a penalty here. I'm going to deal with the 14.
Okay, hold it there.
Once again, we're seeing
Number
the kick
14.
and the escorts and the players coming through. This time it's Wallace who's under the scrutiny of the referees.
Yeah.
It's a part of our game.
Mate.
We'll listen to what the referees have got to say here.
As the players are coming through, this player's stuck his leg out. He's made contact. Their player hasn't gone down. So we have an attempted trip on report. Penalty to Roosters.
Penalty, but it didn't impede the guy.
Zay Wallace on
Just here,
report.
mate.
I'll take it for you, mate.
Okay, it's not the old days, Dan. One of those was straight off. Just take a look at it.
We're set here.
See the background there, you
Go.
can see it was. And well done by the referees to spot it.
He's right in front of the referee. It's a bugbear of mine at the moment is how you get fined for tripping. You pay your $1,000. There's too much in the game. Way too much in the game.
Dan Badeiros with the bugbear. You don't hear that too often. The Roosters putting enormous pressure through Thomas. They're only a metre out. Busanatis. Porter out the back to Lamb. A beautiful ball. Desperate defence by the Titans. Dragged them down on the far side. Now Lamb just looking for space. Able to play behind on a lead runner. Tupanua banging his way out of the defence. Eventually the Titans drag him down. The pressure's still on their defence line. There's big numbers on both sides. Maskey tried to thread the needle. It bounced off the back of a Rooster, so now it's play on. Thomas to the edge, the big front rower. Can he get there? Oh, so close. Oh, that was tempting, and he knocked the footy on.
Wow, just need to stretch out the big Thomas for his second.
Oh, his eyes were like dinner plates then, Dan. He could see the line.
He's hasn't got a licence to be out there. There's a 3/4. Just stretch out. Oh, he's just short.
No wonder the ball spewed out. That big body jammed on the top of it. You might need that licence renewed or reviewed. Yeah, they'd be looking forward to getting back into some more structure, the Roosters. They've gone away from it a little bit, and the points have just stopped coming, but the Titans are competing much better.
Absolutely they are, and getting numbers in the tackle, trying to slow it down, and on the back of that, they're getting some rhythm. And defending a little bit better.
Yeah, they'd be pleased with their the way they have competed in the second half. And we heard Emma Lawrence speak about that Ben Wolf wanted them to play for that pride and respect the jersey. Certainly come out and done that in the first 18 minutes of the second half. Seeing the other Ben Maskey now on the field, just diving into the legs there. Here's some space on the edge now. Paulo with the ball, kicks back infield, and the Titans have an opportunity. The bounce is favourable. AJ Brimson takes the opportunity. Some great play there. Opportunist play by the Titans. More points.
Let's have a look at this ball from Roberts. Have a look at his wrists. The way he just dips it and just flicks it around. Beautiful ball. And there's the depth there we spoke about from Paulo, which is a lot better there with the right foot back into Brimson. He's the one who's got the football brain, the ever-present Brimson. He knows where he has to be.
Yeah, just that beautiful pass. You know, you work on that a lot with the youngsters about playing out the back and bending the elbows. I'll tell you what, Brimson, I thought from the naked eye that he was very flat. I think flat's probably fair. He might have been a touch in front, but it was great to see the reward because he has all season been one of those players that everybody's looked at for the Titans. And as we said earlier, he was third in the try scorers list of the competition, adding another one to the tally, 20 for the season.
A nice kick from Paulo as well. And that's what all the good players do. They just know where the space is, and Brimson was just pushing up the middle just in case. Just in case there was an opportunity, and Paulo could see that out of the corner of his eye and hook that kick back in.
You're right, Dan. AJ Brimson certainly knows, like we talked about with Maskey, Jesse Maskey in the first half, he puts himself in the right spot. Roberts, who put the try on, adds the extra 2 points, and the Titans have bounced back for their second try for the day.
And what a strike rate for AJ Brimson. That is 20 tries from 21 games. He's wearing number 1 today, but he spent most of the season in the halves. He played 5'8" in the Queensland under-20 side alongside Brodie Croft for the Storm. But just what a turnaround it's been from the Titans in this second half. All of those little effort and attitude things like their line speed in defence, the kick chase, you can see they've picked up and they're investing in it because, as Ben Wolf said, they want to be remembered well in their last game of NYC.
Yeah, as you said at half-time, Emily, challenged them to respond, and they've done that. It's a nasty little bounce off the kickoff. Able to secure the ball. They must complete this set of 6. Go against the grain down the short side. Now coming back, more positive part of the field. Lillis. I thought that they'd turned it over again, but it's a penalty against the Roosters.
Well, the possession, the Roosters still lead that 59% in the second half, but it's a long way off that 79, I think it was in the first half that they had. But the Gold Coast enjoying that, enjoying the football. Does help.
No doubt about it. Very hard to get points without ball in hand. Another set starting from the Roosters side of the halfway line. You can see the defence here from the Roosters. Putting the Titans in reverse. Lillis it was. Now Roberts scheming across field. Back inside to Yorston. Thomas tried to come over the top to wrap him up. He had a clean air swing. Wallace, he's able to capitalise on that. It's Ben Maskey on the field. The other twin. Roberts in a dummy half. They really need him out ball playing. Now there's some space. Noema on the edge. Good desperate defence there. Busanatis. They keep coming to the short side. Brimson looking for more tries. Oh, Parsons. He could have had a double.
Oh, that's a shame for the Titans. Beautiful play. As soon as you get that centre involved in that tackle, you've got to go short side, and that's exactly what happened. Brimson does it to a T. Perfect. That's his second error. Running off a beautiful short ball from Brimson for Parsons.
Tupanua might have to be very careful too of that tackling technique there as Brimson went to the line. He attracted him in, which is what you want as a ball player. Parsons, for the second time today, I think he just got a bit excited about the space in front of him. Turned the football over.
And once again, when you're with Brimson, I guess you've got to give him a little bit more depth because he can do a lot with the football. It's just a little bit flat on him. He would have had 2 tries today. He just held those balls.
It's always hard to judge from this age and whether they're going to be an NRL player, but what do you look for to see whether you think they will play NRL?
Oh, mate, there's plenty of things. There's plenty of things. First of all, is the attitude, and that's the first thing you need to get right. But the way they understand the game. These guys, the education they get and what this competition has done for the guys to get ready for first grade. It's been fantastic. Beautiful ball there from Anderson.
Now there's space for Lewis. Inside, outside, turning them into beautiful pass inside to Busanatis. That might be a treble for him for the day.
Bootsianis.
What about that? Some real razzle-dazzle from the Roosters.
They can't handle Anderson out here today. He's just been barnstorming. So big, pushing up here. Marshke gets out. Just a big right fend, just the strength through the hips. Beautiful ball. Out to Lyndon Hills, and Lewis just turned him inside out onto Bootsianis through the middle. Great play from the Roosters.
This time it was the other twin in Ben Marshke. He's come on at dummy half, and he had the good vision. Look at Lewis, inside, outside, and then the presence of mind to pass it back inside. He showed all the qualities of a good half. Bootsianis.
Yeah, Lewis the one there. You can say he's got a lot of potential in this game. You ask yourself, why hasn't made that next step? So if he can go away, have a good off-season, think about it, come back in the pre-season, get ready to train and rip in and get into this first grade squad. I know they've got a lot of talent there in the first grade, but Lewis has got something about him. With a nice try assist there for Bootsianis.
Well, and now he gets his first ever opportunity. Goal kick in the Holden Cup. He's had a big day. Was allowed a couple of goals to it as well. Jesse Marshke on the bench. He's been replaced by his twin brother. Well, he used the post a little bit, but he got the extra 2 points. And the Roosters back on the scoreboard.
It definitely is a much better half so far from the Titans, but now conceded 56 points. That is close to the second worst defensive effort of all time. The most they've conceded is 78 in a Holden Cup game, and the second most is 60. So you'd say 78 is a bit of a stretch at the moment, but this could be the second heaviest loss that they've ever had.
You're right, Em, and as we get to the end of the Holden Cup, or the NYC, 96 points is the most we've seen in Holden Cup, and at half-time we started looking to the record books to see, can we get to the century? Still plenty. When there's 14 minutes to go in the Holden Cup, is plenty of time.
Especially with the talent that the Roosters have in their team. They're looking forward to complete this set and get a bit of possession themselves. If they do get a bit of sustained possession and quickly rattle up a few back-to-back tries.
We see Cooper scheming across field. He sees space. He's throwing a bullet pass to his teammate and Lewis. It was a rocket, but it was slightly forward. You can see some frustration from some of the Roosters there. They just thought they needed to play a little bit squarer. In fact, was it Anderson? No, it was Cooper that went across field.
Yeah.
Gee, I tell you, I don't know about. Might be a tough call.
Yeah, line ball.
It was a rocket.
It was very flat. There's nothing wrong with seeing the opposite winger come across to the other side and wanting to play and link up.
Speaking about wingers, what about Suliasi Vunivalu and Semi Radradra next week against each other?
Oh, these are my favourite players.
Fijians, they're just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's admission alone there.
Okay, we'll come in together.
Yep.
Alone those other Melbourne players that go okay.
Big weekend here on Fox League. Super Saturday continuing after this.
Heads in.
Newcastle tomorrow. So much on the cards up there with the old boys.
And Penrith Manly tonight. That's a huge game.
Off him!
Enormous.
Here. Clear him! Hold! Hold!
Can the Titans come up with some more points?
Get through the line up here, okay?
Wallace just trying to create something. Bumping run here.
14, 24,
Mastronani.
get
Get up, give him room.
Hold! Go two.
Good, Roosters.
Need to get the hand in the... Roberts needs ball in. Good short pass. Try time here for the Titans. Lenahan. He started the game today in the front row. Comes up with a try.
Nice short pass. So watch Thomas, the number 8 for the Roosters, just come up and just sat in the seat. Just sat down. Here he comes up. Just sits there. Thought he had to go out the back, check and release. He just had to get the 16.
Yeah, you speak about a few of those Roosters defenders. They made the effort to get up and then they just stopped and put into what you call that seat there where they're just in that vulnerable position to get knocked over.
Yeah.
First try for Blake Lenahan.
Big
Dan.
Blake Lenahan, well done. And should be smiling as well. That's what it's about. There's not much to smile about from a game point of view for Blake. Well done. Mum and Dad be proud.
Yes, absolutely. These front rowers, they love scoring tries. It hasn't been a lot to smile about for them today, but they've found a few things. A try for a front rower is always worth a little cheeky smile. Roberts is 2 from 2 today. Not game to say that it's straightforward after we nearly put the mock on Jesse Maskey earlier. He adds the extra 2 points. Now it's the Roosters leading 56 points to 18 over the Titans.
Just for the kickoff.
And keep an eye out too today for Keegan Hipgrave for the Titans. He came across from the Broncos at mid-season. He's going to be making his debut for the Titans. He is only an under-20s player. He played 20s Origin, plenty of potential, but with the injury crisis that the first grade squad have at the moment, he finally gets his crack. So keep an eye out. That one, of course, is on Fox League.
Yeah, it's certainly one of the many highlights today on Super Saturday.
16, let go.
Waldo played the ball there. Referee says it wasn't suitable. Thought he got a little nudge as he went to play the footy and could have easily been a penalty.
You saw Brimson off the kickoff, opted for the foot again. The Suns playing a bit of havoc.
That probably should have been a penalty as well, Dan, you'd have to say. To be fair, you do need to get to your feet and play the football square.
Yeah, that's something we don't see enough these days as well. The ball gets planted on the ground and to play the ball can go skew if that one did.
What it means now, the Roosters have an opportunity to start a set 15 metres out. And the Titans defensive will be under pressure.
Wait, Titans. Ball.
I think Lachlan Lamb would be keen to get ball in hand. Now he has it. Just drops it back inside to Hills. Supporting a pretty hefty mullet there too, I see, which is always... I'm big on the hair.
Let him play it.
Yeah. I went to say he went to play it, but he tangled up with Wallace. And in the end, it had to be a penalty. You'd think the Roosters will tap it and go. Thomas is keen to go forward. Good charge once again. Picked out the little man in Wallace who stood his ground.
Hold! Go.
What have the Roosters got now in attack? Utsanatis to Porter. Lamb.
Those hands of Porter. The way he can just hit short or hit out the back. So talented.
You can see why he'll be in the top squad next year. Here he is once again. Just ambling across, splits him. This time he's forced the football though. He'd like that one again, Dan. Nobody wants it at the moment.
Always the way, isn't it?
As soon as you gave him a wrap.
It's not going to change my opinion of him.
No, he's exciting.
Huge potential.
8.5 to go. Can the Titans come up with some more points? They'll work it off their own line.
Go, 3.
Wallace has done a good job to bounce back into this game after 30 seconds into it. He got run over by Tupanua.
He's been amongst the tough stuff as well.
He's a tough little cookie. Here's some footy on the edge by the Titans. AJ Brimson with the ball. Comes to the fullback on the outside to Parsons, and he'll get a double.
Hold it.
Good footy by the Titans. They took the opportunity on the edge. Brimson, ever present, puts himself into the game.
They've fallen back on their structure, the Titans. That nice play that they like to do. Little double drop off. That block runner out the back. Everyone's got a job to do, and they've executed that perfectly. Nice ball from Nomu. And there's your man, Brimson. And then Parsons. Brimson to Parsons. He's had its unlucky parts to it today. He's dropped a couple of them, but he wasn't going to drop that one.
He certainly can find the try line.
And as we spoke about and alluded to before, the pride in the jersey and the character from Coach Wolf, what he would have wanted to display. They've won this second half, which is great, and that would have been the big aim for them. So well done to the Gold Coast Titans.
They can produce the big rangy centre. We're seeing it now with Philip Sammy, who's pushed up to first grade, and Tyrone Roberts. There's some opportunities there. Not that Tyrone Roberts, the other Tyrone Roberts. His last name.
Roberts Davis.
Roberts Davis, that's the one I'm... It's Tyrone Roberts Davis, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, they sure can.
I knew there was the same names in there somewhere. Not the halfback.
Look at that Mo.
Yeah, that's a ripper. That's wispy. Ethan Roberts, can he add the extra 2 points?
Beautiful.
Hits it, lovely, straight over the black dot.
And don't forget, coming up straight after this NYC game, we've got the first qualifying final in the Intra-Super Premiership. We've got minor premiers Wyong up against the Canterbury Bulldogs. Plenty of good storylines in this one. They played each other in last year's elimination final, which Wyong won by a field goal in the dying minutes. And we've got two brothers, Grant and Craig Garvey, up against each other. Plenty to look forward to. It's coming up straight after this game on Fox League.
Titans now just trying to complete this set of 6. They start with an offload off their own line, and then at the feet there, what a pickup that was. I'm not too sure if they do want to complete the set of 6 after points. They just want to keep challenging them.
Lemmer alluded to it there. Semi-finals kick off in the Intrust Super Premiership. Stay tuned on Fox League. Wyong against the Bulldogs.
A couple of great rugby league nurseries there. Two clubs that pride themselves on bringing the talent through. Another opportunity for the Titans to put some more points on. They'll get a relieving penalty. Snuck up a little high. They lead this second half by 18 points to 12, which is a tremendous turnaround. Can they come up with more points? Back rower Lillis has been willing, particularly in this second half. Roberts is the key to them. He's scheming across field. This play brought some success last time. This time Lutzanatis was onto it defensively. And also Curran. 22 out. Wallace out of dummy half, scheming. Markers, they knew that he would have a go, and it was dangerous. He's a feisty little fella, Wallace. Oh, here's some good defence by the Roosters. Thomas slammed the Titans on the ground. Hakaraya going across field, had the ball out, turned it over, and now the Roosters turn defence into attack, and it's Pompey over the halfway line, over the 40. Here comes the Titans defence, bounces away from Brimson, still going with footwork. What a run and a flick pass on now to Porter. Tell you what, the Titans are skinny on the left-hand side, right-hand side defensively. The Roosters can go to their left. Porter screaming for a penalty. They come back down the short side to Marsky. Curran with some ball playing. Cooper to the corner. And Kai Cooper reaches out and scores.
Gone to the right, and Pompey, he couldn't get involved in that play after his big 80-metre burst. Had no energy left. He come to Curran. Had a nice long ball out to Cooper. Hit the 4, he couldn't get there. He's there. Picks it up, Pompey. Away he goes. Strength, speed, and shows some power here at the end. Comes up the right option. He's probably looking to have a kick, but he did the right thing, got tackled, couldn't get involved in this play, and Curran just sums it up. It's a one-on-one contest between Cooper and Williams, and he comes up trumps.
Yeah, he did a good job to get to the outside. He did have a lot of territory to work with, Kai Cooper. What about some of these big front rowers ball playing? You talked before about licences. Curran might have to get his extended or reviewed. He's been fantastic today for the Roosters.
Yeah, they all know how to pass, and so they should too. Every player should know the basic skills of the game and be encouraged, more to the point, encouraged to pass.
Yeah, it's one of the basic fundamentals, even just the 2-on-1 situations. It's great to see youngsters coming through with those basic skills, and that's key to coaching.
It is, and you need to be encouraged, and the coaches need to display that as well. And they're seeing a lot of things here today, and to pass the ball, you've got to have someone hitting the line as well. So support. A lot of the clubs play so many games with support games, pushing through. And it all takes energy, all takes effort. It's all the good things of the game.
Jesse Marsky this time on the other side of the field, the western side. Couldn't get too much further out. Starts it to the right and pushes it out there. The score remains 60 points to 24, the Roosters over the Titans.
You talk about Josh Curran and just the potential that he has. I think what's even more impressive is the fact that he's only just turned 18. So he's one of the youngest ones out there on the park. He's played Australian schoolboys footy. Looks like he definitely has a bright future ahead of him.
Seeing that scoreboard now up to 84 points, which is the 4th most points scored in the NYC this season. If you like your try-scoring and entertainment, this competition is full of it.
It's some good tries. It's some great skill on display.
Now 16. Don't play it on him.
90 seconds to go. The Roosters, they'll be looking to add to that 60 points. Hills now with a good charge.
Offload.
Titans defence now turn him round. What trick shots have they got left in their book? Little flick pass. Here's some space. Busanatis, who's been fantastic. He dummies with the flick, taking on Brimson. What a battle this is, one-on-one. Brimson eventually rounds him up.
I thought there was a Benji Marshall flick coming from Bootsianis.
He thought about it, Dan. Had to be a penalty, and you'd think probably in the bin. Bootsianis, he wanted to take the quick tap, and he was 10 metres out. He dives over. They'll go back and reset. I think the first instinct was a flick pass, and it was the right idea.
Beautiful ball. There it was. He did a good job, Brimson. Just kept it on the outside.
Roosters will be just trying to come up with one more play. Or one more try. Less than 30 seconds to go. They're going to throw the footy around. The forward offload there. Just put it under the jumper. We've got 2 more plays. Maskey passed it straight to the Titans. It might be them that come up with points. Brownbill, can he get it to the outside? DePaulo, can he back himself? Oh, he went to kick it. Lewis did a wonderful job to shut it down. He'd kicked inside once today and had come up with points. He couldn't quite replicate it. That's full time. Roosters 60, Gold Coast Titans 24.